Very good morning to all of you listening and watching us here at Dutcham. A very good afternoon as well to the people who are joining us from the Netherlands, because in the meantime we created some nice audience as well from the Netherlands. So welcome, good to have you here as well. And I hope you enjoy the music. It allows us to easily let people into the meeting room, in the virtual meeting room. We have a lot of people, a lot of guests today, both from the side on the panel, but also from the attendees. So happy that you're so well presented here today. It has been a very long week. This is the end, but it's definitely the cherry on the cake, because on this Friday we will announce the official winner of the award of Entrepreneur of the Year. And I would like to invite already on stage Roderick, who is hidden somewhere, but he should be there. Roderick, can I invite you to put on your video? And I also see Kees already. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Peggy, and good morning, everybody joining us today, both from the Netherlands and from various locations in Brazil. Next to me is the ambassador, who will take later the floor. And for me, it's very much welcome. I'm also the head of the economic network here in Brazil, spread over our entire network. And Peggy, we have a slide to show to everybody to show where we are. The diplomatic network in Brazil from the Netherlands also has an economic part that is based not only in Brasilia, the embassy, but also at our Consulates General in Sao Paulo and in Rio de Janeiro. And apart from that, we have two trade offices, the Netherlands Business Support Offices, based in Belo Horizonte and in Porto Alegre. And next to that, we have a system of 11 honorary consulates spread over Brazil. And within our network, we also have some specialist colleagues. For instance, here in Brasilia, we have the agricultural attaché and a customs attaché. And in Sao Paulo, we are happy to have an innovation attaché and the director of the Netherlands Foreign Investment Agency, NFIA. And together with Belgium and Luxembourg, we share a police attaché. And in the Netherlands, but also focus on Brazil, we have a defense attaché. So within our network, spread over Brazil, we have several specialties available for all enterprises who want to do business in Brazil, want to invest in Brazil, or Brazilian companies who want to invest in the Netherlands. And some of the companies are already opening up their head offices in the Netherlands. We are very happy with that. The Netherlands economic team is ready for you. We would like to help you to invest in Brazil, to come to Brazil. Of course, if you go to a new market, there's always new challenges. And our colleagues in the network, situated in all those locations, know the local situation and can help you to find your way. Not only for problems, but also for advice or for just a chat to see how things are going. We gladly help you. Please make use of it. And of course, we follow the Dutch guidelines of helping companies, but also within responsible business conduct, RBC, as we call it. So we really encourage companies to fulfill those rules with no child labor, sustainable businesses. We really encourage them to come to Brazil. So below in the screen, you see some addresses from Dutcham, but also from the Netherlands network in Brazil. Feel free to contact us, and we try to contact you with our colleagues in the network in the location where you want to be. I'm very happy once again that we are here today with Dutcham in this webinar and with all the companies. And I would wish good luck to all the enterprises in Brazil, and particularly today for the 3 enterprises who are runners-up for the Enterprise of the Year award. Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you very much, Roderick, for the introduction. And indeed, I think we can say we have been going through a very challenging year this year, right? 2020 wasn't easy, but we were very happy to see that a lot of companies still conducted a very solid business growth, continued on also driving sustainable growth, which is very important for the Dutch community. And we were very happy also to receive lots of companies who applied to become the Entrepreneur of the Year. I think, as I said, it's the cherry on the cake after a week of quite inspiring webinars that we did together. And I would like to thank you also, Roderick, for that, together with the team. I think that Raymond, who was behind, Jürgen, who was behind, Koen, who was behind the scene, and obviously also Duda, who was behind the scene of making all of this possible. So allow me to already thank you for that. I think it was, again, an inspiring week. And what you said, I mean, we're there for you from out of the embassy, from out of the consulate, and the whole network of diplomacy to help entrepreneurs succeeding here in Brazil. This is our role, and this is also what we support at Dutcham. But coming back to the topic of today, because we're all here for one thing, we want to know who will be the Entrepreneur of the Year 2020. And therefore, I would like to invite already the 3 finalists, the 3 companies on stage. So if I can invite Jaro, Rebecca, Frank to open their screens, their microphones, and join me here on stage. I see. Super. Hey guys, a very warm welcome to all of you. And first of all, congratulations, because you are already among the 3 finalists of this award competition. So this is already worth a very big applause from our side. Who might win here in a few minutes, we will now announce that. But I think you're already, all the 3 of you, winners for sure this year. So I would already like to congratulate you for being here in this position. Now,
thank you.
Obviously, we would like to know something more about your companies, right? So I would love to give the stage to you and present your company in a short way and show us a bit how entrepreneurial you have been here in Brazil over the last year. I think, Jairo, if I do the alphabetical order, I think that Ampelman is the first in row.
Okay. Thanks, Peggy. Thanks to the Dutcham and to the Dutch Embassy for allowing us this opportunity to show a bit of what Ampelman has been doing. Good morning to the panelists and attendees in America, and good afternoon for Europe and even the rest of the world. So I'm gonna share my screen here to show a little bit of Ampelman. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, perfectly, Jaro, thanks.
Okay. So, well, Ampelman has 12 years of entrepreneurship and innovations in its history. First thing, who we are and what we do. We are a Dutch company specialized in safe and efficient solutions for offshore access. And what does it mean, offshore access? It means transferring people and cargo to from offshore assets that can be oil and gas platforms or wind farms, mainly. Well, there are common access methods in the market, like CTVs, crew transfer vessels, and we call that method navigate to work. Surfer boats, and we call jump to work because people have to jump to the asset when they get there. Baskets that are lifted by cranes, swing ropes that the people have to swing from one asset, from the vessel to the asset. Gangways that existed even before Ampelman started, but different gangways, fixed, non-motion compensated. And the most common method, which is helicopters, or a means of flying to work. Ampelman invented the concept of motion compensated gangways. Sorry, let me just put here. Okay. Ampelman invented this concept of motion compensation. years ago. And we start to call that walk to work. And the main driver of the company was to make offshore access as easy as crossing the street. And I'll show what that means for us. Using motion compensated gangways, you can do this kind of thing. You see, there is a gangway installed on the deck of a barge here. Waves, high waves, and people are crossing. They don't feel the movements of the sea. It's stabilized, and it's a safe and efficient method of transferring people. Okay, so what are the markets we work in? We work mainly on oil and gas offshore operations and offshore wind. The company was born exactly as a solution for offshore wind, as I will show in the next slide. And the applications we have are over the entire life cycle of the assets, since the hookup and commissioning, maintenance, turnarounds, decommissioning, and also for crew change or in-field crew change. A bit of our history. The idea of Ampelman was born in a wind conference in Berlin in 2002. I'll try to be quick. I won't go into all the details here. I will highlight some of the points. I think it's important to show the entrepreneurial spirit. But these people, they were from the University of Delft, the TU Delft, and they worked with simulators there in aerospatial engineering. And well, they saw the problem of transferring people to offshore wind farms where there are no tools to transfer. So they had the idea based on the simulator that they were used to work. And so the idea was born there. And if you look at the logo of Ampelman, it looks like the pedestrian traffic lights of Berlin, okay? The only difference, it has a wrench in his hands. Well, the important thing here is that it took 5 years to get to the first prototype, the demonstrator in 2007, where we did the first transfers offshore. 5 years developing the concept, proving that it was reliable because we were dealing with humans' lives, so it should be really, really safe. 5 years developing. In 2008, we had the first commercial project in the North Sea. It was a decommissioning job. So that marks the start of the company as a commercial entity. We started doubling the fleet every year. From 1, we went to 50 systems. In 2012 and 2013, we started going global because it proved to be a success. The company was doubling every year. And in 2013, we attracted the attention of a venture capital that acquired Ampelman, became partner of Ampelman. I came from United Kingdom. So the company was really developing fast. In 2014, we opened the first office abroad in Singapore. And in 2015, we started spreading in the world. And the Rio office was open. In the same year, we had the first project in Brazil with MODEC, our first job, commercial job in Brazil. In 2018, we were awarded the OTC Spotlight on New Technology for the development of the first Arctic system for Russia. And in 2019, we had a double milestone. We had transferred already 5 million people offshore, and we had transferred 10 million kilos of cargo. Where we are today, what we have achieved? Well, we've done more than 6 million safe people transfers around the world. We have transferred more than 15 million kilograms of cargo. We have around 400 personnel working worldwide. And in our fleet, we have 60 systems. More than 60, actually, because we are building new ones all the time. 350 projects or more around the world. And a high technical availability of the system, almost 100%. We have offices here in Rio, in Houston. The headquarters are in Delft, Netherlands. Office in Aberdeen, Hamburg, Middle East, Dubai, in Asia, Singapore, and the most recent one in Sakhalin, Russia. This is our track record in Brazil. We have done these projects for MODEC, SBM, Shell, and the most recent one for Perenco, doing infield crew transfers. We have transferred more than 60,000 people in Brazil, safe transfers, and still counting every day. Our office is downtown Rio, at Avenida Almirante Barroso. We are a small team. It's me as BD, a project owner, Ivan Neto, and one Dutch operator that rotates every 28 days, coming from Europe, and working on the Perenco project. Sorry. Well, in 2020, we had a major impact, right, caused by coronavirus and the lower oil prices. This impacted our plannings. In the beginning of the year, it was nice. Even during the European summer, it was fine. We had several projects and new projects, but we knew this was not going to last forever. So we have a new strategy that we call shifting winds, and it's based on 3 pillars, basically, as an answer to this crisis. We are moving from a rent company, rent and operate, to sell and services. We are ready to sell services. It's a major strategy for the market of walk tour. And we continued investing in innovations that will be deployed in the coming months. And we are also being more sustainable. We are investing in to have lower weights, lower consumption of fuels. We are electrifying the fleet. So this is a major driver for Ampelman today. Here are some of the upcoming innovations that we see, that we are deploying soon. A new gangway totally electric instead of diesel consumption. Another vessel, a new vessel for crew change that we are developing together with Damen, the constructor from Netherlands also. New gangways that are hybrid. They can transfer people and cargo, just switching to one mode to the other. This is a photo of 5,000 kilos capacity in our gangway in our premises in Rotterdam. Temporary work platforms that will waive the use of industrial climbing or roping. So the final message, we say that, well, after a wave, there is always a calm time, and we are using these calm times that after we rode the wave of good times to be prepared to catch the next wave. And this is being done for Ampelman all over the world, including Brazil, of course.
That's Jairo, I couldn't stop your wave of talking, for sure. But this is how entrepreneurs are, right? I mean, they love to talk about their project. But thank you very much. And by the way, Jairo, for those who don't know you, Jairo Prezi, Senior Development Manager at Ampelman, because I didn't really nicely introduce you to the audience. Thank you very much for the presentation. If you can stop share your screen, because we are going to speed up. But it has been already proven a very nice and entrepreneurial approach of your company, Jairo, in this competition. But I think that Frank, if I follow the alphabetical order, then I come to Frank Wisburn, who is the managing director from Ausnutria. And the stage is yours, Frank.
Thank you very much, Peggy. Good morning, Brazil. Good morning, Netherlands. Good afternoon, Netherlands. My name is Frank. I have 25 years experience in Brazil, and for me it's an honor to be present here as a runner-up in this very nice initiative. I'm not only talking about myself. If you're an entrepreneur or a leader, you can only be successful when you have a strong team. So I'm also talking on my team. I divided my presentation in 4 parts, very simple. First of all, who is Ausnutria? The front loading of the project, important when you start in Brazil. The launch strategy and the results so far in this very challenging and difficult COVID period. First of all, who is Ausnutria? As Auswho, I heard in the beginning a lot in Brazil, but we are a Dutch company and we have Dutch and Chinese shareholders. We have 5 plants in the Netherlands, mainly in Friesland. And we exist already more than 100 years and we're exporting to more than 50 countries. And it was all big bags at the beginning, commodities, until in 2012, the company diversified into an infant nutrition company and launched this fantastic brand, Cabrita, which is the first infant formula based on goat milk. As you know, most infant formula for babies are based on cow's milk. Which brings me to the company has been growing a lot. It's from 300 million to almost 1 billion euros now this year, mainly in China, but the rest of the world, where Brazil is an important part, is growing very fast. The second part of the presentation is the front loading, and I started this project already in 2014, and I launched the brand in 2018, which shows that the front loading, the preparation in Brazil, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, is critical. We heard a few times here this week, Brazil is not for beginners. You need a long breath and a lot of cash, of course, to be successful. And the front loading of the project is critical if and when you want to be successful. And in this front loading as an entrepreneur, you need to challenge the rules also. You need to challenge your head office, especially because your head office is always aware how things are being done in Brazil. Brazil is a tough country. I give you an example. The Anvisa part of to get the product approved, the registration, I decided to hire an external Brazilian consultant to do the process. And during this process, we changed on our own the formula. We took some critical ingredients out of the product, which were not exactly accepted by Holland, but we had to do that. Otherwise, we would still be talking to Anvisa. And we had a file of 27,000 pages, 7 kilos. And it took us 20 months to get approval, which is relatively fast. Also, we used a Dutch lawyer. That really made a difference, because if you have a Brazilian contract in 50 pages, the same contract in English or Dutch is 10 pages. And that helped also the communication and getting things achieved. I think the most important thing in our project was the people, the team. So I gave a lot of attention in hiring a very diversified group of people, all women, not easy to manage as a man, but with a very diverse background. Quite of them are mothers, which is very important when you launch infant formula. I also decided not to hire too many people. So we have 6 people on the payroll, but the office where I'm sitting in now is rented, but everything in the office is rented. We have no fixed assets. Probably the only thing is that I bought is the screen you're looking at right now. And we did that to save costs. But I hired a finance control company, I hired an importation company, a legal company, IT company, and very important, we hired also our medical reps who generate demand with pediatricians, and our merchandisers who visit the stores and train also the store people on infant nutrition based on goat milk. Also because in Brazil, as you've heard also this week, legal claims, labor claims are always present. So by doing that, we diminish the risks of higher costs. Which brings me to the third part, the launch strategy. In Brazil is the only country in the world where, besides very strong restrictions on communication, the big 3 are present. Who are the big 3? Nestlé, more than 100 years experience in selling more than 1 billion euros a year. Danone, that's successful after they bought Mimico, a Dutch company. And Mead Johnson, being bought by also a company with Dutch heritage, Reckitt Benckiser. And there are no local brands, there are no private labels. And Brazil is the only country in the world who has that. So if you want to be successful, you need to be different. And we are different in who we are as a company and what we do. So we are goat. We are a goat company. Cabra, cabra, there's a link in Portuguese. And the big 3 will never step in this goat segment, because a cow, at least a Dutch cow, gives 40 liters a day, and a Dutch goat gives 4 liters a day. So we are a niche player. We are more expensive. We are 2 to 3 times more expensive than the leading infant formula, premium infant formulas in Brazil, based on cow's milk. But there is a global competitor from New Zealand who sniffed onto Brasilia with Anvisa, then ran away because there are so many restrictions, so they won't come to the Brazilian market, we think. We are very sustainable also because of the goat, and we use that a lot in the communication. First of all, we use the heritage that we have as a Dutch company on the Dutch dairy industry, which is very well known in Brazil. So we talk a lot about from Holland on our label, you see that in the communication, see that. And also the goats that we are using are coming from about 80 exclusive family-run Dutch goat farms, which work on very strict conditions. They have a kwaliteit, a quali-goat label, which you get for balanced nutrition, well-being of the animals and the medication. We call them flying goats, not flying Dutchmen, it's flying goats. And the way we do that also different. So we explain in a very simple way to the pediatricians that the protein, which is a building block for babies, the protein of goat milk is easy to digest. The stomach of a baby is maybe that big. And so anything that goes in the stomach creates curd in the stomach. Now, it's scientifically proven that goat milk has a better digestibility, goes faster through the chain than cow's milk. So we compare versus cow's milk. We never compare versus mother's milk or breast milk, which is not ethical and not allowed also. But the way we do that completely different from the competition in very simple videos. We also used TU Delft, by the way, for that. And visual aids, different from the competition, who use a lot of very complex studies and graphs that nobody understands. So doctors really appreciate the way we communicate. Now, the second target group is the mothers. And especially we're focusing on the mothers at a higher social class, and those mothers who are looking for natural products, more natural products. Nowadays on the internet, all mothers are investigating everything about where is this product coming from? What do I get to my baby? And you have these awful videos on YouTube on the maltreatment of cows. And indirectly, we use that also because we know we treat our goats very well. So this is an additional benefit. There was only one problem in our strategy, is that in Brazil, it is not allowed to communicate infant formula until 1 year, so Cabrita 1 and Cabrita 2, to the mother. You can only communicate to the pediatrician. So after 1 year, you can do that, but you can't do that with the same brand in Brazil. So you can't just launch Cabrita 3. So here also you have to be very entrepreneurial and challenge your head office. So we are the only country in the world that launched this brand, a new brand over 1 year, where we can communicate to the consumer. And this launch really boosts even more sales. We have it now 1 year on the market, and it is now 45% of our total mix. During the COVID, we have been selling about 60% of the sales online, although we are not present in all the stores where we would like to be. And the interesting thing is that the mothers on social media start talking about goat milk concept. And because of that, they go to the pediatrician and said, hey, I heard about this goat milk formula. What is this? Why do you prescribe this for me? So it's a push-pull effect, which we have been doing now for 1 year. We call it 360 marketing. And it's quite successful. It's so successful that the competition also decided to start entering the segment. But that's life. Drug trade, also here we took a very innovative entrepreneurial route. My Dutch colleagues, my Brazilian colleagues, sorry, they don't talk Dutch, but they know 3 Dutch words called meten is weten. To measure is to know. And so we measure, analyze everything, and we analyzed about 20,000 stores in Brazil based on data that we acquired to see how many premium brands, baby brands or baby care brands are being sold there. So you can calculate more or less how many babies are walking around there in those shops. About 8 to 10 babies per month in a shop. Brazil has 80,000 drugstores, but only 20,000 sell premium infant formula. And this was a very useful tool to convince the retailers, the drug trade, very organized, very sophisticated, to launch, to list our products because they generate more margin and they attract also premium consumers who start buying other also products. So it was a very nice way to be different also versus the competitors. Now, what about the team during this very difficult COVID period for all of us, of course? We are working now 9 months from home, and we don't think that will change the coming months or the first quarter, unfortunately. I'm sitting now in the office, we go there now and then, but never as a team totally. We meet online every 2 weeks, yeah, and we always start talking about your mental status. We have quite some people on COVID. This morning we had another announcement of a colleague on COVID in Rio de Janeiro. Although we gave marks and glitch, we do COVID tests, and we rented chairs, but it's still, of course, an issue. We have to manage that well. What about the results? Because Peggy told me I only have 2 more minutes. We're growing steady, 10% per month in consumption. This month, maybe 40%, doing well. And we're growing faster than the competitors. And that's important because as a startup, you have to grow faster than your competitors. We have a focus strategy. It is doctor by doctor, baby by baby, story by story. And we're moving in the right direction. We have a long way to go still. We have now visiting 3,000 pediatricians in Brazil. There may be 14, 15,000 prescribing premium infant formula. We are in 2,000 stores. There are 20,000 stores selling a premium infant formula in Brazil. And still a lot of babies to capture. But that's your role as an entrepreneur. The key thing is, as an entrepreneur, I think you should fight for what you want, because you as an entrepreneur, especially in Brazil, should know what is possible, what's good for the business, and what the restrictions are in Brazil. Thank you very much, my team, for supporting me. And I would like to close off with a short video. And also, as an entrepreneur, you will hear the lovely voice of my Dutch daughter talking in Portuguese.
Tudo começa na Holanda, um país com tradição na produção de leite de alta qualidade. Ausnutria é uma empresa holandesa que conta com mais de 100 anos de expertise na produção e processamento de leite. E acompanha o que há de mais moderno em pesquisas científicas para desenvolver fórmulas infantis seguras, completas e avançadas. O cuidado diferenciado em cada uma das etapas começa no campo e vai até cada um de nossos pequenos consumidores. Na natureza, buscamos a inspiração para desenvolver o melhor da nutrição infantil à base de leite de cabra, por ser mais fácil de digerir. Acompanhamos a qualidade de vida e a alimentação natural e balanceada das cabras, que resulta em um leite de excelente qualidade e sabor suave. Selecionamos cuidadosamente fazendas familiares holandesas para a produção do leite de cabra exclusivamente seguindo os mais rígidos controles de qualidade.
Thank you very much, Frank, for these insights. It's amazing when you invite a few companies to go from one industry to another. I think it's very fascinating. But thank you for giving us this insight of your company. Last but not least, Rebecca Drecom. She's managing director at Matrix Lab. The last in row is you. You have the stage for you, Rebecca.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you all can see my slide here. Don't worry. I think I just have, 3 slides to share, so I'll be very quick. I'm very, very happy to be here today. To be honest, I mean, I know Matrix Lab is among us, the 3 finalists, but we feel like we are a winner, just to be here. Because this kind of experience we're having right now is exactly what we need, to have the chance to get to know more people, to get connected with other Dutch companies, and who knows, maybe some Brazilian companies as well who do business in the Netherlands and are here and can have the opportunity to and we can meet each other. I was fascinated with the 2 presentations, and some of the things you guys said already were music to my ears, so I'm very happy. Thank you so much. Well, I believe most of you don't know Matrix Lab, so I'll give very brief presentation about it. So as I said, thank you first. And I just would like to give a brief overview about who we are. We are a Dutch company, very glad to be Dutch, okay? I am Brazilian. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, actually, but I live in Brazil. I live in São Paulo, sorry. Matrix Lab is a research company. We are the fastest research company in the world. We are growing extremely, extremely fast. We are especially right now during this COVID period, we are growing tremendously because we were born digital. We were born almost 20 years ago, and we truly always believed in it, that the digital would be the future. And we use digital for everything. We use digital to understand behaviors. we use digital to support companies to launch new products, to innovate, to measure their advertising, to understand what the new trends will be, okay? And we have been developing new tools every single day. So AI, 3D, we use like big data for different kind of analysis as well. And this is in our DNA. This is the way we are. And it's making us develop a lot. We are growing like to different areas worldwide. Right now, we have like about 32 offices, okay, globally. I was responsible for starting the business in Latin, so I started it in Brazil. We have as well entity in Argentina. We are as well in Mexico with a team, and we are going as well to Colombia. So this all happened in our region very, very quick, and I'm very happy to be responsible for it. When I came to Brazil, I mean, I went to Rotterdam, to our headquarters for training, and I left Metrics Lab office with a laptop that Metrics Lab gave to me to start the business here. And I didn't have like the company open here yet, so I had to open the company, start everything from scratch. So it has been said here how difficult it is to start any business in Brazil. So I was like one woman band here by myself in an office, you know, starting like calling prospects and talking about our amazing solutions to understand consumers and to support companies to grow. And it has been like an amazing journey. Okay, I have learned a lot. And we were able to go from one person to being like right now in Brazil, we are 12 and we are hiring more people as well, okay? The nature of our company doesn't as well require a very big team, which is great, you know, because we can concentrate a lot to serve our client as well. So we can make sure that we have very senior people talking to the clients every single day. And we have people as well working in Mexico. So it's very good to see that the things you start are impacting other people's lives and impacting other businesses, okay? So just to give you like an overview here, although we have like 32 offices, we do run projects worldwide. So nowadays we run projects over like over 90 markets. So although I'm not like in Costa Rica, Ecuador, you know, in other parts of Latin, I can run projects there, and we do that on a daily basis, okay, because of our digital nature. So everything we do is using online and digital solutions, which is great. Worldwide, we are like 2,000 professionals, very expert people who knows about marketing research and can support any company from any sort of categories to develop new products, launch new communications, and grow. These are like some of our global and local clients. We have many, many more. Here in Brazil, we work with more than 15 companies, okay, global and locally. To be honest, I have been trying my best to bring more and more Brazilian companies, okay, and Latin American companies as well to our portfolio, because that's where we believe we can make like a big difference as well to our country. Across all these companies, we run different kinds of projects. I mean, Facebook, for instance, we have been able to understand how communication works within their platform, so we could support them to be more, how can I say, be more, sorry, it escaped the words from my head. Be more like proactive and as well even smarter, okay, in the way they promote their tools. With Heineken, we have done amazing projects for Heineken from communication to innovation. We test package designs. We support them with new ideas. So it's been like an amazing journey together with Heineken. Actually, Heineken was one of the reasons as well why we started the office here. For Havaianas, we can find Havaianas in many places in the world, but always you will see that you have different kinds of Havaianas across those markets. And we are somewhat responsible for that as well, because we analyze what combination of Havaianas would be nice in different markets, like from Indonesia to Australia and other parts of the world. Mondelez as well, it's a big client of us, and we're very happy to work with them with innovation and supporting them as well, understanding the market, creating new communications. And it has been like an amazing journey with Mondelez, not only in Brazil, but now we're working with them as well in Latin and worldwide. It hasn't been an easy journey, okay? Thank God I have amazing people with me. This picture is from last year. I wish we could be together this year, but we're not. I have here this little airplane going around here just to tell you one thing. I usually compared this process of starting a new business like those paper airplanes that you have to fold and try to make them fly. And it's not easy to do that. Something so simple and so complex at the same time. Each person, if each of you had like a paper to make your own airplane, you would make something different, okay? And you would get a different result, which means that there's no right or wrong. There is your way of doing it. And I think it's very important to be very adaptive, you know, and be able to create your own way of talking about your business, your own way to develop new products as well. And that's what we did here in Brazil and have been doing. And it's bringing like amazing results for us as well. So I'm not going to take much of your time now. I want to thank you so much. It has been an amazing journey. Throughout these years, we have been with Matrix Lab here for almost 6 years. Okay, we started, as I said, from scratch. This COVID period has proven to be an amazing time for us as well, a great opportunity. We made this an amazing opportunity because it was like the time for us to show how digital can bring fast and very good information to our clients. We managed to be the office globally across, for that met the targets for Matrix Lab, okay? My colleagues in other parts of the world didn't have the same level of results, and we know how much Brazil is difficult. So our team really worked very hard to make that happen. We were able to focus on understanding what local clients and even like global clients who were here, they could benefit from using digital to get information very fast and act very fast as well. So throughout this COVID period, we not only met our targets, but we as well exceeded that. We were able to grow, and we're growing month by month as well. This quarter in particular, for instance, we are like 30% higher than we had planned first. So it has been really tough because of course I have much more work to do, and we are like a small team. So the team is amazing. Okay. And we're very proud of it. I hope we have the opportunity to talk to some of you at some point as well. If you ever need like marketing research, Frank, I have you here. Okay, now because we do work with infant nutrition for Nestlé, have got so we have got experience on that.
Whoa, this is cool. You know, already the entrepreneurs, if you put them together, they already start thinking business. I love the spirit.
But we have some other things as well, other examples, other things we can discuss.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rebecca, for this fantastic presentation, for all the energy that you put into this presentation. I think we all realize that things in life don't come easy, especially not during Corona and especially not in Brazil. And I think the 3 stories have been showing that it is a challenge, but if you have the right mindset and if you have the right dedication, if you have the right people with you, you can come a very, very long way. So again, as I was saying, from the beginning, in my eyes, you're already all the 3 of you winners, but I will not decide on that, and I will ask our ambassador Kees van Rij to come on stage. Kees, I know that you are hiding somewhere there and following with a lot of attention the presentations, and well, I would say the stage is yours. Let us know who is the winner for 2020.
Okay. Thank you very much, Peggy. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Okay. Well, good morning and good afternoon to all participants. It's great being with you. This is the week of the entrepreneur. We organized this in the context of a program we call the Day of the Entrepreneur, which we celebrated on November 20th, a little while ago. And the Netherlands Embassy in Brazil, together with Dutcham, is giving, in this particular moment, in this particular phase, emphasis to the importance of entrepreneurship. In particular, also on small and medium enterprises that are, as we all know, the engine of the economy in this country, Brazil, but obviously also in the Netherlands. And of course, in particular, during this very difficult year, the year of Corona and the COVID-19, where the challenges are numerous and life is sometimes extremely complicated. And we realize that very clearly, not only we here in the embassy, but obviously also my colleagues who are working in the consulates general of the Netherlands in Sao Paulo and Rio, and the Netherlands Business Support Offices in Porto Alegre and Belo Horizonte. I congratulate the 3 selected companies, Ampelman, Ausnutria, and Matrix Lab, that they have made it to the last round for the candidacy for the Entrepreneur of the Year award. And I compliment all 3 companies on the very interesting and inspiring presentations in very diverse areas of the economy, services, agriculture, as well as the other emphasis in the offshore work. So it's very diverse, and that also in a way is a symbol or a clear sign of the enormous diversity of the Dutch investments and the Dutch trade with Brazil. So in that sense, all of you represent this extremely broad, let's say, area covering this relationship, which is an old-standing relationship, the Netherlands and Brazil. To choose a winner, and that's obviously always difficult because all 3 companies are very good in their specific fields. But to choose a winner, of course, Dutcham, and the embassy has helped Dutcham also with that. We looked at a number of criteria. Actually, there are 3 criteria. The first criteria is being that obviously you have to be a Dutch company or a very strong link with the Netherlands. The second criteria is that you have to show innovative entrepreneurship, also during this challenging pandemic. And 3, implementation of responsible business conduct. Now, all 3 of you are doing already very well in these in answering to these criteria. The winner will be awarded with the mention in the Dutcham newsletter. That's obviously Peggy and her team, and will receive an invitation by me to come to the embassy after the pandemic has ended and when the situation allows for 2 things. First of all, for a lunch at the residence, and we will invite some interesting people with that, and to jointly plant a native tree in the botanical section of the garden of the embassy. And bearing reference to the award and referring to our circular agricultural policy, which is part of the together with social responsibility, referring obviously also to our green agenda, innovative green agenda. So it's in that sense a symbolic thing. And now, of course, the moment arrives. Ta-da, ta-da.
Don't keep us any longer. Don't keep us any longer.
The Entrepreneur of the Year 2020. The winner is Ausnutria.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. We give you a round of applause. Did a very, very good presentation. Very good job. Congratulations. And I really look forward to receiving you in the residence here. I hope we can organize something when the times are a little bit better, but I think already the award is formally presented here. It will be in the Dutcham newsletter. It will be the publicity will be focused on you. We will also make sure that in the social media there's some attention to this. And then, of course, the formal moment will be when we can make an appointment, and I will do that together with Peggy and my team here, that you travel to Brasilia, and we will support you for that, of course, and then we will plant a nice tree in the garden. The only thing I would request to you, since you won the award, if you put a very small weak tree that is to still develop itself, maybe better not to take the goat in this special occasion with you. Otherwise, maybe very quickly the little tree will no longer be there, but you understand. So thank you very much again. I think it's a wonderful event to do it this way. It underlines the strong relationship, as I said, between the economic relationship between our two countries, and in particular also with the very good work of Dutcham, which is always taking good initiatives, bringing companies together, making links also with the Brazilian society. And we are very proud of that work. I think I can say that also on behalf of the entire diplomatic network of the Netherlands and Brazil. So once again, thanks very much. Congratulations in particular to Ausnutria, and of course, a fantastic two other competitors whom will certainly not be forgotten. And we encourage you to continue with the good work. And I see this as a great signal of trust in difficult times. So all the best. I wish you already a good weekend, and I give the floor back to Peggy, and then maybe to the representative of Ausnutria.
Well, absolutely, Kees. Thank you very much. Frank, well, it's up to you, of course, now. Are you happy?
I'm very happy. So excited, very excited. No, really, it's an honor. Yeah, I promise you I won't. First of all, congratulations to the other runner-ups. You know, very interesting presentations, very diverse as well. Appreciate very much. And again, I dedicate this not only to myself, but also to the team who has been working very entrepreneur as well in this very difficult environment. I promise you I won't bring Dutch goats, okay? But I will bring my Dutch cufflinks, you know, the goat here.
Fantastic.
I might even bring one for you if I have somewhere in stock still. Thank you very much, you know, and I also thank you, the headquarters, for all the support they're giving me. It's not always easy to explain the very difficult environment in Brazil, especially in the COVID period. But I think that's the role of an entrepreneur, of a leader, also to go ahead and fight for what you believe is right for the business. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, as well. Thank you, Jairo, as well, and also congratulations to you guys. As I said, there is no way of saying that you're second or third, whatever. I mean, you're also among the finalists, so I think you deserve this place as well. And congratulations, Frank. Hug the goats tonight, and I would say continue, especially keeping up the good work as an entrepreneur. We need you guys to make the difference also here in Brazil, to put the Dutch industry on the map here in Brazil. It's thanks to your entrepreneurial spirit. So I would like to thank you for that. And thank you once again for the people who have been attending this webinar. It was a pleasure to be with you today on this Friday. I hope you enjoyed, and continue on following Dutcham as well. Kees, Roderick, thank you very much. Wishing you a nice weekend, and we see each other very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon, guys.